Northern Education was founded more than a decade ago. Our prime purpose is to support schools, local authorities, FE colleges, independent providers, academies, in fact, any organisation that works with young people, to support them with regard to their self-improvement. We believe that the improvement of an organisation should rest in the hands of that particular organisation. So we have a particular philosophy which we've operated and been successful with for many years. Our philosophy is as simple as this, that we believe majority of schools have the capacity to improve themselves, but to have a third party, to have an external independent consultant who could work with them to help them to understand their capacity for improvement and where necessary to identify other support is our core business. And we've been very successful at that. Over the last 10 years, we've grown from a very small business to, we believe, a very influential business which has a national reputation for school improvement. One example of what we've done actually is sponsor an academy in Bolton. It's called Kersley Academy. It's very unusual for an educational consultancy to sponsor an academy, because the bottom line is that if we don't improve that particular school or academy, therefore our business would be criticised. Well, in fact, we've been very successful there. We put our money where our mouth is and our reputation on the line, and it has now been recognised nationally as being one of the most improving academies in the country. We also believe that school improvement is just one core part of what we do. We are really more interested in school transformation. Transformation is much more than, of course, improvement. We describe improvement as incremental improvement, dealing with particular aspects of schools, their data management, their leadership, their planning, their resources, their staffing, how they identify targets, etc. And we consider that to be improvement. Transformation, which is what our main objective is for all schools, is actually much more sophisticated. Transformation requires the school to understand all aspects of its organisation and the external environmental issues that are affecting it. So a transformational school will actually understand the wider social context within which it's working. For example, a transformational school will actually understand the implications for its own development on the economy of a region or even of the whole country. Will understand the implications for its development on the impact on young people's lives, transforming young people's lives, not just simply helping them to pass exams. So when we operate in a transformational mode, we actually help schools to understand the wider context. We help schools to understand their role with regard to leadership. We look at structural changes. For example, would the school wish to develop trust status or academy status? Would the school wish to amalgamate, federate? The school has all kinds of opportunities to actually reform itself and transform itself. But transformation is just not about structural change. It's also about cultural change. It's about changing the whole value system sometimes within the school, so that the school itself understands that the people themselves and the students themselves need to change, as well as the structures. So with that in mind, we've also focused very much on supporting schools to become academies and trusts and federations. But not just schools, we've worked with FE colleges to do this, and also independent providers. The last thing I want to say is this. As you can probably tell, I'm quite passionate about what we do. I'm actually very serious about what we do. But nevertheless, I also believe that a school is a community, and a school is much more than simply improving teaching and learning, which we still believe is at the heart of everything. But a transformational school also looks at every aspect of the services for that school. It looks at how it is insured. It looks at its buildings, its architecture. It looks at its people development, training. It looks at its means by which it can be established in a legal and proper sense. It understands its financial strategy. It is essentially a microcosm of a full community and the full aspects of a community, as I say, ranging from financial management, insurance, legal services, etc. So that's why over the last 12 months we've been working with some of the most, we think, expert and knowledgeable companies who specialise in areas which we have never had particular involvement in. And we think this is quite radical. Or to put it another way, Northern Education is a one-stop shop for anything that a school needs. But, there is a but. We're not just simply a supermarket for education. When a school contacts us for whatever purpose, whether it's to help them self-review, to prepare for inspection, to simply access services such as marketing, communications, our core purpose, where I started, our core existence, still is based on the simple premise: how can we improve the quality of learning and teaching and the quality of education for young people?